Coming up, the wonderful Lou Beckett.
Woo!
Hello!
Woo, woo, woo. So my first labour went really quickly. I went from 2 centimetres to 10 in like just under 2 hours. Rob panicked and took off his trousers.
So hang
just
on.
stood there in his pants.
Rob took his trousers off.
As soon as that pain alleviated, I was starving. So Rob went to the M&S garage and he came back with a Ferrero Rocher tower. Thank you, Ambassador. Like it was. Went to get his sandwich out and I was like, absolutely not. I'm not watching you eat when I'm hungry. Go and sit in the toilet.
Good morning, darling.
Good morning.
You're gorgeous.
So
I'm loving that
do you.
pink on you.
If you can't see us, watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
subscribe.
How's your week been?
All right, actually. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. The husband is finally walking.
Yeah. I feel like we're all on this journey with you. Jesse's knee is a
bless
topic
him.
of conversation.
He's done well. I've done better.
Yeah, obs.
But he did the school run yesterday and today. Because those of you who don't know, when we shoot these podcasts, we do wake up at... What time do you wake up? 4?
Like 4:15?
4:15.
Yeah.
I wake up at 5
Yeah.
to get here for 8. So we need our husbands to do the
parent.
school run. To parent,
yeah.
yes. So because he's not been able to do that, it's been quite tricky. But I feel like I can breathe a little bit. Like
And
we're
quite
back.
often when we're getting ready, you'll be watching your Ring doorbell, making sure that your friend has been to your house to pick your kids up to walk them to school.
Yeah,
And
never ends.
it's like we're trying to like prep for a podcast and then it's
know.
like, oh, let me just check the kids. And that people won't realise either, the second we finish recording, we've got our phones by our bottoms.
Yeah, our
and the
phones
first
are
thing
under
we
our
do is
pillows.
literally to check that the school haven't phoned, nursery hasn't phoned.
Yep.
And then we're like, oh,
And
okay.
breathe.
And
Yes,
breathe.
yes.
Yeah. That's just the same for everyone though,
yeah.
isn't it?
So that's good. I did have a parenting fail. I do have a parenting fail, which kind of was my fault.
Oh, I haven't heard you say that before.
I know.
It wasn't my fault.
It's not my fault. I should have thought this through, really. But my son came out the school gates and he was like really happy and chirpy. And he was like, Mum, guess what? And he said, my friend Ben can burp on demand.
Oh, Christ.
And he was like really like, couldn't believe it. Like really excited about it. And I went, yeah, so can I.
Oh, no, Louise.
And
At
then
the
he
school
went,
gates.
can you? Yeah. Can you? I was like, go on then. I was like, no, not here. He was like, go on, burp. So I was like, all right.
Like a big burp, not
Like
a little
big burp,
one.
like Elf when he drinks that whole bottle of Coke. But anyway, so I bent down to my son and did this enormous burp in his ear. And then I just realised that there were other mothers around me just kind of like, what are you doing? Just like, hi, good day at school. And so yeah, I just burped in his ear.
All the other mums are bending over to give their kids a kiss and you
I was
just
giving
belch in his ear.
Yes. And then my son found it absolutely hilarious. How's your week?
Yeah, good. So I did have a parenting fail that I remembered the other day. Years ago when Bradley was at nursery, I had been working, I did a job in Las Vegas and a job in Shanghai. So the time zones were like way out. I missed his first birthday, came back and I was like, I'm going to pick him up early from nursery because I felt so guilty that as a working mum, how dare I?
How dare you?
How dare I get
Yeah.
a job and try and pay the mortgage?
Yeah.
But I felt really guilty about it because I'd missed his birthday and stuff. So I thought I'm going to go and pick him up early. So the nursery is like, it's like in a terraced house. So I'd parked up right outside and I thought, I've got an hour and a half before he actually finishes. And I sat there and I was like, my eyeballs are so dry. It's like sandpaper. And I thought, I'll close my eyes for 2 minutes and I'm right outside. So anybody coming in and out the front door, I was faced in the direction of them. And I closed my eyes, right? I'm not joking. I woke up and it was dark. And lights were flashing in front of me. I had 1 minute left to pick him up.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And I think the person in front of me was like flashing their lights as in like I'd been there for ages, but I was fully like... fast asleep, open my eyes, and do you know when your mouth tastes like you've eaten a sandwich when you wake up because I've been asleep with my mouth open. I was like, and I didn't know where I was, what country I was in. And then I realised, oh my God, I'm outside nursery and I've been asleep and every parent has just walked past me and seen me asleep outside nursery. So I ran in thinking I'm going to get fined like £10 a minute, aren't I, before I pick him up. So I ran in and he was like, like really excited to see me. I was like, hi. And the nursery worker was like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine, yeah. yeah. And she'd clearly seen me out the window because she would have seen, like, it was so embarrassing.
Oh. It's also survival.
Yeah.
It's survival.
Yeah.
You obviously needed that nap.
I mean, I could have been there for days, Louise, to be honest.
Yeah.
I should have reclined my seat.
Yeah, but yes.
Do you do sleepovers in nursery?
I do love
I'll
a
book
little
you in.
nap in the car sometimes.
Loads of mums do it though at school. They have like a little pillow in the car.
Do they?
Yeah, and they have a little nana nap before.
What, before pickup?
Yeah. I've seen, there's 3 or 4 mums that I've seen consistently do it. Or they'll say, I'm just going to have a nap in the car for 10 minutes. How refreshed
Oh, that's
must you
like
feel?
a power nap, yeah.
But then
That's
I get
good.
embarrassed after what happened at nursery. I'm always like, so I'm always like, put the like aircon on in the winter, like, oh my God, don't fall asleep. But that is the time when you think, oh my God, I've got 10 minutes to myself. That cardio, always make myself a cup of tea in a flask when I do the school run. Have a pack of Maltesers down the side of the car. Ooh.
I do that on the football.
Do you?
Yeah, I take a flask of tea.
Yeah.
And a Tunnocks caramel bar.
And isn't that what an elite biscuit?
I mean,
like
it
a bar.
is just the best.
Yeah.
There's this new parenting tactic. Apparently, it's called FAFO. FAFO. About, find out. Which is basically the opposite to gentle parenting.
Yeah.
And it's basically saying if you want to about, you will find out. You will see the consequences.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you saw this mum on TikTok who got really angry with her kid and threw the iPad out the window and
Wow.
yeah, kind of
And got rid of it, smashed it, kind of thing.
I don't know if it's smashed, but she just chucked it out the window, and
Wow.
she was just like, I've had enough.
Yeah.
Stodgy.
I would look at that and think, I worked a lot to pay for that.
It's basically the 80s again, isn't it?
It is literally the 80s. And I
Yeah.
think we turned
Bring
out
back
all right.
the 80s.
Yeah, it's like I'm very respectful for
I'm
people.
so respectful.
Especially like in the
Yeah.
workplace and stuff. I mean, I know I'm self-employed, but it doesn't really...
You're very respectful to me, Hannah.
Me and my husband,
on most days.
run a business together, and I speak to him like a bit of I have no respect for anyone. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But like, you know, going to work and stuff, it's like I understand boundaries. And my worry and my husband's worry is that like my 9-year-old thinks he rules a roost in our house. And my husband had to tell him off last night. And I was like, you know, it upset my 9-year-old. But actually, my 9-year-old was completely out of order.
Yeah.
Wasn't following instructions, doing what he wanted, wasn't listening, actually quite rude. And it's like, you're so worried about raising that you think, oh my God, you know, let's talk about this. But mum and dad didn't talk about it. It's like, don't do that. You're not having that.
Yeah.
Or you go to your room. You're grounded.
Oh, yeah.
I feel very much now like if our kids want something, both sets of grandparents will buy them like stuff, or they get given money to be like, oh, there's your pocket money, just buy it. Mummy, can you get that for me on Amazon?
Well, that's
and
the
get
thing.
it tomorrow. Get it tonight.
Yeah, everything is so instant now.
Yeah.
Even
It worries me.
movies. I want to watch this. There it is. Do you remember going to Blockbuster Video?
Oh my God.
The excitement.
The elite Friday nights, Louise.
I mean, that was part of the actual evening, was going there, spending hours looking at every single video.
Yeah.
And then, do you remember you used to like pick up the video and look at the back and
Yeah.
like have like maybe 3 pictures and go, that looks like a good movie.
Yeah.
And it was just that. And then you got fined if it was back late and you had to post it through the...
Yeah.
Like my kids find this so archaic.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, back in the olden days.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but it was brilliant. We've all felt it. The person who knows where the PE kit is, what's for dinner, and when the next dentist appointment is. Well, today's guest literally wrote a book on it. She was a teacher who made the pivot to raising a family and supporting her husband, comedian Rob Beckett. And now she is stepping into the spotlight, forging her own path and reclaiming her identity. Please welcome the wonderful Lou Beckett.
Woo!
Hello!
Woo, 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 woo. Hello.
Hello, welcome. How you doing?
Thank you. Yeah, good. Very well, thank you.
Good. You're looking gorgeous.
Thank you. Just had lovely hair and makeup, which
Yes.
is a real treat. So
No, it is actually. She's great,
You
actually.
seem to go like a bit shy when Louise was reading out all your credentials there, because you're like, it's almost as if like, that's what I do, that's what us mums do.
yeah, it's weird to hear about yourself in almost like the third person.
Of course
it's
it is.
that, yeah.
Because you know what, I do a
I am
actually.
that person.
We do a lot, and you know, I'm just going to go straight into this because we've been talking about this off camera already. This is Lou's new book, Lessons from a Default Parent. Can you just explain what a default parent is?
It is the parent that's always in charge, and it's more than the mental load, because I know we've all heard and written and read a lot about the mental load, and I think we all understand that part of it. But it's that and then so much more. It's like being the COO of your family. So, and being the one that's physically there unless you've specifically booked not to be. It's that assumption of all responsibility all the time for
Always
everyone
on.
ever.
Booked a year in advance to have
Yeah.
half an hour off.
Tabs, million tabs open all the time.
It's the assumption of responsibility.
Hard relate.
Yeah. I hope it's a bit of validation and solidarity to the defaults, and maybe a little bit of insight for non-defaults as well. So Rob's read it, and obviously I'm the default parent in our family. He read it, and then JB Gill from JLS, who I love. I love JLS. I was talking to him, and I was barely keeping in. I was like, I loved you. You were my favourite. I saw you at Wembley, but managed to not do that.
I've had dreams about you. Dirty
I
ones.
had a yellow T-shirt, and he'd read it as well as the non-default, and was saying that it had made him understand his wife's kind of maybe experience, and he was like, I'm going to try and do a bit more. I mean, Rob's a bit more is doing sun cream on holiday, but I'll take it.
We have a horrendous skincare routine on holiday. We put our sun cream on.
Yeah.
And we will wait and all stand as a family naked in the hotel room
Do you?
for 15 minutes, and Andy sets an alarm on his phone. So walking around like this to make sure it absorbs into the skin.
Do you? Oh, I'm the complete opposite.
It's so weird. And then we go.
No, it's
we go
good.
for
Just
breakfast.
Shows that no one ever waited the 15 minutes
I
before
don't. I put it
before
on.
sun
I put it on
Listen.
on the beach.
You're like,
We
oh
have
God,
a-
you're changing colour. You're
Yes.
going slightly red because my children are so pale they're basically see-through. So
That's what we look like when we come back from holiday, Lou. That's what we look like
'Cause
all the
but
time.
You're doing it properly.
Oh my God, that's so good that you do that.
It's
I
not.
just go
It's
straight to
weird.
the beach. I'm like, quick sunscreen before you go into the sea.
Yeah, but what if you miss a bit?
Oh,
then
we
you get
do
patches.
the long sleeve.
Yeah, we do the long
like,
sleeves.
things
yeah.
and
So then your hands are exposed. And sometimes
Anyway, so as
Sorry.
a default parent,
Yes.
you do that, and now Rob helps with that.
yeah, Rob has read the book, and what he's taken from it is that he should not assume that those things are being taken care of unless I ask, because I think that is a massive thing, isn't it? It's like, well, if you just ask for help, and I don't want to ask for help.
Oh my God,
you're not
that
helping.
drives me crazy.
You should just be doing.
It's like, well, just give me a list. I don't want to write a list.
No, you're not
you
a
should know
child.
what to do.
These are the children.
I love how you've had to write a book for your husband to understand how he needs to help you parent.
But I also love that you give him a right to reply. So what is his
Yeah.
right to reply?
Normally what he'd say is that I don't let him do. He'd do more if I let him, which I take, and I do agree with, because I am quite bossy, and I like. I think a lot of mums, you get your systems, you know what you're doing.
You get the job done properly.
Yeah, and you want it done in the right way.
It's like watching your child try and help you bake or tidy up.
Yeah,
isn't
or
it?
tie their own shoelaces, and you're like, we're going to be late in a minute.
Yeah,
And I'm
you
glad
do
that
it.
you're
Yeah.
learning and you're doing your
Properly.
bunny ears, but
Yeah.
I can do that. I can do it quickly, and so your shoe won't come
It's like
off.
that, but with our husbands. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, he had. I mean, what's quite nice is that he does acknowledge that he'd like to be the default parent. He doesn't think he could do it, which was nice. And I think writing the book and then having him read it, normally when a lot of these things come up, I'm already tired and a bit full of rage. Or the kind of resentment has started to fester a little bit.
Yeah.
That he's been able to leave the house 4 days on the trot. And like, to go to work, but I'm like, you're getting to leave.
Yeah.
You get to leave the house and go and talk to grown-ups and like, you've
have
had a shower
coffee
and
and have it hot.
you get to be the person that you've always been, as well as having kids. Whereas I feel like the kind of pigeon lady from Home Alone who's not left the house in 4 weeks, and I haven't had a shower and my clothes don't fit me. And
has that always been the case? I'm just thinking, for his like comedy career really taking off, was that when the girls were very young, or?
yeah, so it was a bit of a double thing with kind of becoming the default parent. I've got ulcerative colitis, so towards the end of when I was teaching, I was in probably the worst flare I've ever been.
Can you just explain to our listeners what that is?
Yeah, ulcerative colitis it's an autoimmune kind of chronic disease, which is inflammation of the colon, which is delightful, kind of basically diarrhea all the time, bleeding, cramps, whole body inflammation in the kind of first instance, and then secondary things like osteoporosis. And you can have little flares or big flares, and I've been in remission for ages now, so I'm feeling much, much better. But at that point, it was not. I was not at my best
when you were teaching.
when I was teaching. And
I think it's amazing that you were. Was it secondary school?
Secondary
teacher?
school boys, yeah.
Wow.
You can't sit on a commode and be like, right, guys, today's lesson is.
No, there's only so many times you can kind of leave a room, kind of randomly picking what you think is the most sensible child to leave in charge or to snitch when you come back.
Yeah.
And each time you come back, it's more and more chaotic before they kind of go like, "Miss, where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm about to poo myself and I'm bleeding and I can't." It just, it wasn't really working. So when I left teaching, Rob's career was kind of really taking off. And then I left teaching and then we got pregnant quite quickly because we started trying early, because between the colitis, I've got PCOS and endometriosis as well. So between all of it, they were like, you got to try for a while before you get help if it doesn't work. Worked immediately.
I bet he was livid about that, wasn't he?
Absolutely livid.
Yeah.
We were told to try every other day for a year.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know when I was ovulating. I wasn't having periods. Just try every other day for a year. And then if you don't get pregnant, we can offer you some help on the NHS. And I reckon it was within a week.
Oh my God, I love it. You're like, that's it, we're done now.
I was like, sorry.
See you later.
That's us tapped out. So it all kind of happened at once.
Yeah. How did you feel about that? Because obviously you've gone from being like having your career, then to becoming a mum, but then your husband being at work more and you being at home more on your own.
I think it was a real loss of identity that I don't think I properly acknowledged at the time. Or I felt very much, I was like, I don't feel like I've got anything to offer other than what the baby's done or where we've been that day. I have nothing because I wasn't doing anything else.
Yeah. And I think lots of people listening and watching can relate to that. There is a part of every mother that does feel a bit like, oh, well, I'm really, really pleased I'm a mother, but, wow, what happened to me?
Yeah,
where
have
am
I gone? And I think you physically go through so much as well. It's outrageously unfair, the biology of it all. It's... No.
And also the fact that our partners do go back to work. Like my husband went back to work after 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm still in, maternity knickers and bleeding and lactating and sleepless nights. And then my husband's like, see you later. I'm off to work.
Yeah,
and
like, bye.
Okay, parenting fails by you or Rob.
Oh, so many.
Let's hear him.
I mean, it's one we kind of reference in the book slightly, where one of the biggest arguments we had when our eldest was a newborn was I'd signed us up for every baby class under the sun. I've always liked having a plan, and obviously if I didn't take her to baby yoga and baby massage, I would be failing as a parent.
Obviously,
and social services
you'd be a shit mum
immediately
terrible
because you must, because that 3-week-old that's not had a care in their life needs a massage.
They need to learn sign language.
Yes, they need
and
to
swimming.
be immediately. They've got no means to get in the water.
Yeah, they can't crawl, but they need to swim.
They might accidentally fall in a body of water and need to swim. So she was absolutely rock solid asleep, and I was like, but we've got baby massage at 9. And Rob was like, I'm not waking a sleeping baby to take her like across Lewisham to rub her, like just leave her sleeping. Leave her sleeping. And I was like so sleep addled and I was trying to breastfeed at that point, wasn't working, so like I'd been up all night on the pump on the thingy. She hadn't slept, she'd just gone to sleep basically. And I was like, no, off we go. And we ended up having a big argument, and I insisted on getting her up, putting her in the pram, walking over to like the library where the baby massage was, and she screamed blue murder through all of it. Gosh. And I could just see Rob, and I maintained that we had a nice time, and I was like, no, she's really enjoying this. We're all learning, aren't we, Rob? And I could see him out the corner of my eye going, told you. Now we're all here.
I've got to say, I kind of agree with Rob on this one.
Yeah, no, I know. I think there was a lot of... I don't think I was super rational, maybe, in that.
Well, it's that sleep deprivation bit, isn't it?
And
sleep
also the whole
deprivation.
pressure that we put on ourselves, or, I have to be the perfect parent. I've booked this in, she will go.
And then all the people at the group, if I don't turn up, they'll be like, oh my God, she's unable to cope.
Yeah.
And if you had a baby now, what would you do in that scenario?
Oh, no classes. Sit at home. Watch Real Housewives.
Exactly.
That baby doesn't care. They're fine.
They don't care.
Have a cup of tea.
Sleep.
Sit down.
Sleep when the baby sleeps.
Yeah.
Although we don't, do we?
Yeah.
No, because when do you do the rest of everything else? When do you eat, shower, cook?
Yeah, answer emails,
do life,
all of it.
Like,
to have some time to yourself.
Yeah,
and
people
reply
say sleep
to
when the baby sleeps. I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
No. And also, I do want to still have a life. I want to be able to reply to messages or watch my programme, or I don't just want to hold a baby or sleep. There's other things I want to do. But
and was that a slow walk home after that massage.
It was
group.
a pretty silent walk.
Yeah.
home. You know, and just he opened his mouth. I was like, don't. We had a few of them. I was like, I just need to I need you to let me win. I viscerally feel the need for you to say the words. You don't even have to believe them. You're the most tired and this is hardest for you. I mean, I was the most tired and it was hardest for me. But I was like, I need you to say the words.
Yes.
And I was like, and I'm not moving until you say them.
Good. And did he?
Yeah, like a 2-year-old, I was having a tantrum. But yeah, no, he said it.
Good.
But
And then afterwards, it's like, I'm sorry for what I said earlier. And they're like, you know, try and relay what you said. And you're like, I can't remember what I said because I was so tired. But I know I was a bit of a sorry about that.
Sorry.
Did you, so we like talking about birth stories as well. And my first question is, did you get tea and toast after you gave birth?
I did, yeah.
Was it the best meal you've ever eaten?
Yes, yeah. I think because
You're not giving me much enthusiasm.
No,
there.
I'm trying to think. I don't really remember much of my first birth. I was so out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, my second I'd had an epidural with.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you had epidurals or
I wanted one. They would never give me
I
one.
wanted one with my first. And I think I went in so hard with my second because of that first experience that I was like, I'm not going home. I'm not leaving. I'm not going to the birth centre. I want the drugs. I want to go upstairs. I was horrid. And she was so nice, the midwife, but I was so demanding because I didn't feel listened to the first time that I went in way too hard second time because actually everyone was listening. Everyone was very nice.
They're like, God, I tell you what, she's a right bitch, this one.
Yeah,
actually, it was off the back of your first
absolute
experience.
cow. Just give her what she wants and get her out of
Give her
here.
the drugs. Give them to her.
But I didn't realise when you have an epidural, they won't let you eat.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
In case you need like a C-section or in case you need, but they wouldn't let me eat. So Rob went to the M&S garage by the hospital and came back with, I think, one of everything they did. In a slight, I must help, I must,
Yeah.
I want to do something. And he came back with a Ferrero Rocher tower because it was just before Christmas. And I was like,
I'm loving that.
For why? So setting it up.
Do you know what?
So
In
you're only
between
spoiling
contractions, I tell you what I really fancy. Could you just get that Ferrero Rocher
Can I just
tower
have,
out?
thank you, Ambassador. Like it was, but because I couldn't eat, we made him go and me and the midwife. He went to get his sandwich out, and I was like, absolutely not. I'm not watching you eat when I'm hungry. Go and sit in the toilet. And he kind of looked at her and like, I don't want to eat in the toilet. And she was like, no, when you go.
Yeah.
No one's on your side in this room.
Off your Rob. This isn't
if you
about
want to eat
you.
a sandwich, sit on the toilet. So yeah,
I
that
just
tea and
imagine it with
toast
the
was
M&S
glorious.
picky bits on the toilet at the NHS
Spreading
hospital.
out on the floor of them.
Got some Percy pigs. Are they Percy pigs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as that pain alleviated, I was starving.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, go and get everything. And she was like, oh, sorry, darling, no. I was like, I'm so close.
And how long did you have to wait then from having the epidural to actually giving birth?
I think it did. So my first labour went really quickly. I went from 2 centimetres to 10 in like just under 2 hours.
Did you? Wow.
Which I think was out of spite because they told me I was, you know, like the first time I was kept getting told I didn't have a frame of reference for the pain I was in, or that later, you know, but you've not done this before, and it's going to move very slowly, and we're not there yet. And I'm like, we are there because I'm in pain and you have drugs, so let's. Like at what point?
This is a partnership.
Crowning. There's a baby here. Let's go.
But I've been throwing up all day. My body's response to any kind of anything is to go into a full cramp and empty itself by any means necessary. So like I was quite dehydrated. So that's the only reason why they admitted me up to the labour ward, because they wanted to put me on a drip. And she was like, once you're hydrated, we'll probably send you home. And then I think out of pure spite, my body responded by going 2 to 10 in under 2 hours. They hadn't come back to check me. My waters went, there was meconium in the water.
Oh my gosh.
Rob panicked and took off his trousers because I was like, my trousers are wet. So he took his off.
So hang
just
on.
stood there in his pants.
Rob took his trousers
Rob
off.
took his trousers off. My mum pressed the button to get the midwife back.
To help Rob or to help you?
I think she was, because she was a nurse at like Great Ormond Street. So I put a lot on my mum to be like, but you know what you're doing. You'll sort it out.
Yeah.
And my mum was like, haven't done this in many, many years. You know.
And his trousers are down, and I don't know what's going
So,
on.
why did he take his trousers off?
Because I'd said my trousers were wet. I was a bit out of it. I think where I was so dehydrated and a bit with the contractions, and I just wasn't really, I don't think, communicating properly. I just kept saying I was in a lot of pain. And then I was like, I started crying because my trousers were wet because the waters had obviously gone all over them. So then Rob took his off to give them to me. And my mum was like,
oh, that's
no,
really
she's not putting trousers on now. Something's coming out of there.
Yeah.
We don't need a...
Oh, I love that he took his trousers
And
off
then
to
he
give
was
to
in just
you?
his pants when the midwife came in, and then she had to call the doctor because it was meconium, and it just...
And then did he put his trousers back on?
He put his trousers
Yeah.
back on, and I think my mum sent him to get a can of Coke, was just like, just you go somewhere else
Just
for a
take
couple of
5,
minutes.
Rob. I think you need 5
I love
minutes.
this story. Was it
So-
a good pair of pants, like Y fronts or at least boxers?
I think it would have been boxers. He's not
Imagine
really a
if
wide
it was
fronted.
like a shit pair of pants.
Really
that you had.
terrible.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I could
20
just
rounds
imagine
in a
like
washing
Rob,
machine.
like in Y fronts, watching you give birth.
With his socks pulled up to his knees. Odd
Just
socks
because they
on.
were round his ankles at one point. I was just like, even in the haze of what was going on, I was like,
You're like, this is what got us into this mess.
it was so no, well intentioned, but no one needed him to be half naked at
That's
that
brilliant.
point. So
Brilliant.
yes, the second time round, I was very like, it goes really quickly. It goes really quickly. I want the epidural now
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
go. So, and I think like epidurals can slow things down. They say, but I think in my case, it was probably a good thing. She says without any medical expertise whatsoever. But in my head, I think it slowed it down. So it was quite nice and measured. It was.
You were getting your Colin the Caterpillars, Ferrero Rocher
Do
chocolates.
you know what? I've never done like drugs, but an epidural, I can see why people get into them, because when that hit, and it's just utter relief of your whole body, just I felt like I was on some sort of retreat. I had a nap.
So
I
when
read a
you-
magazine.
Oh,
Are you kidding?
was-
What, during labour?
and you're still
Yeah.
dilating.
And yes, I had one of those things on your belly, and she was like, "You're having a contraction right now," and I was like, "Lovely,
And-
give me 10 more. I could
what
do this all day."
What could you feel? Like, does it numb your whole body or your
Yeah,
legs?
so I had a little button where I could keep pressing it, so it won't top you up more than you're allowed. So like when you start, so I could still move my legs
Yeah.
because I wasn't pressing it. I think every half an hour
So
you can top
literally
it
dose
up.
yourself up.
Yeah, so you can.
Wow.
And so I was like, oh, I can feel a bit. She was like, oh, just press your button if you need a little bit more. Because I liked being able to still move
Yeah.
my legs. It felt very like, you know, when you've sat on them for too long, you get
Yes,
pins and needles. And
yes.
you can move them, but you can't feel them properly.
Yeah.
It felt like that for me. I think obviously some people you can not feel it at all. So I was still able to move.
What about pushing?
Ish.
Can you feel pushing?
You know that you're pushing, but I just couldn't really feel it. But I'd let it wear off a little bit when the contractions were coming really close, and she was like, "You're basically at 10 centimeters." I'd stop pressing the button because I was like, I want to be able to feel it
Yeah.
a little bit.
And could you feel it in your flower? You know, when you were pushing and it was hurting. Could you feel that?
No pain whatsoever.
pain.
Just like say
Oh
pressure.
my God.
It was.
I need to have another
glorious.
baby with the epidural and get my tea and toast.
Why did we not do that, Louise?
I don't know.
I was one of those where I was like,
I want to feel everything.
and then the first one was horrendous. Then my second labour was like really amazing. It hurt a
Yeah.
bit, but it was lovely.
Bit.
And then the third
hurt a
one, I mean, I
bit.
didn't have an orgasm during labour or anything. It wasn't that great.
my
It still
God.
fucking hurt. But the third one, I was like, oh, I'm not going to have pain relief because I didn't with the first two. I'll be fine. And then I was like Wolverine towards the end, and I was like, I need some drugs.
Yeah.
Like it was. You remember that, you know, when you go into labour and you just feel that like, oh, that was that pain again that I'd
Yeah.
forgotten about, erased in my head. But at that point, I was like, I want an epidural now, but it was too late.
Yeah.
But
that
I
with my
didn't know
first.
that it
like,
was.
we're not there yet. And then I was like, we are there now, but now it's too late.
And,
I was like,
and they don't give it to you, do they? If you've gone past a certain
Yeah.
point with your dilation, they don't
Yeah.
give it to you.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Why
that
they
is,
didn't?
but
Get,
they
I
weren't.
don't know. They never gave it to me because I was always too far gone.
Well, I asked for it, but Annabelle's head was out.
That's, no.
Give me one of them epidurals, you bitch. And then it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then it's like, oh, the baby's here. Oh, thank you so much.
I just thought I'd be really good at birth. I think I went in a
You
little
are.
bit.
You did
naive.
it. You
Yeah,
are
you
good
did
at
it
birth.
twice.
But I wanted to be in like the pool. I wanted to be in the delivery, like the birth centre.
Yeah, but you just shit yourself in the water anyway, so no one wants to see
true.
that.
And then Rob will have to fish it out with
Yeah.
his pants, and it's
Little
never
spat-
a good.
yeah, just-
Yeah, what we're
I
doing,
mean,
7
that would have been a
peas,
good
no,
point to be in his pants. Not
Yeah,
in a
maybe,
very
yeah.
brightly lit labour ward.
Oh my God, Robert turned up in Speedos, wouldn't he?
Little goggles.
With his flippers on.
I am ready.
So you met Rob, what, 20 years ago? Is that right? Ish.
I'm 39. I'm terrible maths. Yeah, 18 or so years
Yeah.
ago.
And
yeah.
where did you meet him?
We met at a office job in Kentish Town. We were both doing admin for an events company.
And did you meet him and think, oh my God, he's so funny? Straight away. Did you just know he was like... Because you always imagine comedians aren't just comedians on stage. They have to be funny all the time. That's how I envisage
I don't
I mean,
know if
you
I
are,
thought it
Hannah,
was
to be fair.
funny. I think he was quite attention seeky, but like in a funny
Was
way.
he peacocking around you?
I think he was very, very deeply bored of the admin that he was doing and would take any opportunity to stroll around the office, have a chat, make cups of tea. Just
And was it like an
general
instant
dick about? No, real slow. We were friends.
I bet he'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
Was it an instant attraction? It f***ing wasn't. It was a slow burner, that one as well.
No, I told him I liked him first, and he was like, maybe not right now. And then
was
it
he
a
doing
real-
comedy then?
He started it while we worked there. Yeah, so I've been to some. Been to some of his very first gigs when he was doing like open mic stuff.
And then with Rob's podcast as well, Parenting Hell, which
Yep.
is, we're big fans of Parenting
Yeah.
Hell. They're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. Ours is better. No, it's not. But what do you think when you listen to that? What do you think of that? Like, are you there going, "Oh, shut up! What do you know?" Or you're like, "Yeah, it's good to hear his side of the story."
I mean, I do listen. I listen as like a fact check service. I think, a bit like Trump, they need like live fact checking. And so, I don't fact check with Rob. I send it to Josh because Josh is on my side,
Right.
almost always. So, and I think actually what it's done is it's actually alleviated some of the bickering because it happens so slowly. Rob will go and say something on the podcast. I'll listen to it a week later. I'll take issue with it. I voice note Josh. Josh brings it up the week after. It's a very slow
I see.
argument that by the time we actually... Well, I don't really care about how he brushes the girls' hair.
Yeah.
But if he's thrown me under the bus on the podcast because he says I hurt them when I brush their hair, but he doesn't brush their hair properly. He doesn't go all the way through.
Yes.
You know, when they just brush the top layer.
Yes,
And
and
they're like,
it's-
I like it when Daddy does it. I'm like, it's 'cause Daddy's not doing it.
Yeah.
You've got a mat under there that's got like a mouse in it. Like, come on, like, got to brush it. So yeah, I quite enjoy listening to it. I enjoy getting his perspective on stuff, but I do like just occasionally redirecting a wild lie.
Yeah, because I think Andy would be a bit pissed off, to be honest, if he listened to our podcast and all the shit that I say about him.
Yeah.
He'll be like, no, I didn't. I'll be like, you
Do
did.
you know what's good? They're
I
actually
did.
not listening to all. We can say what the hell we want.
Yeah.
But you've got some stats in the book
Yes.
about free time and all sorts. Can you tell us about that? 'Cause
Well-
it's quite fascinating.
When I was writing it, I thought, first of all, before I launch into an entire book, I should at least get something to back myself up. So I was like, what if I'm just really bad at this and actually nobody else is feeling the same way? So I did a bit of research because also if you're having the argument with your partner about who's more tired or who's got more free time,
Standard.
it's nice for it not to be subjective. Have some objective facts that aren't from you, that
Yeah.
they're from like Harvard
Harvard!
or
Yeah.
UCL.
No one's arguing
amazing.
with
No
No
Harvard.
one's
arguing
arguing
with
with the Harvard Centre for Sleep because they're very, very clever.
What do they say?
That it is factual that women are losing more sleep than men. They put the stat, I think it was at 13 minutes per night, which I don't think's right. That must be wildly
13?
averaged out.
13 minutes.
But cumulatively
13 hours.
up, I know. Okay, like
13 days.
Yeah. And then how that will impact you cognitively, your kind
Yeah,
of cognitive function as where you're chronically sleep deprived. And you've got to be in charge of a little baby.
Yeah.
And I always had that thing
And
with
drive vehicles.
drive vehicles. You've got
Yeah.
to keep everyone alive and fed
Yeah.
and, you know, not drive into a wall and all of those things. But because you're not going to work, sometimes it can feel like you can be more tired. Because I've got to go, no, you've got to go and sit at a desk. I've got
Yeah.
to keep her alive.
And it's the driving
It's the
thing.
harder- it's the
do you know when
harder
you
job.
get in a car and if
Yeah.
you put your sat nav on and it just takes you where you need to go, and then you think, I can't remember the journey at all. I remember
Yeah.
there was one day I drove round and got 2 takeaway coffees. I got one, drank it, drove round again, and I was like, oh my God, I've just had one. And then I drove home and I accidentally drove into the wall at the front of my house, and we had a brand new car.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what the f? Because I barely slept. And then my husband watched it on the Ring doorbell. And I said, babe, my hay fever was so bad. I was sneezing and I drove into the wall. And Andy watched it back and he was like, you weren't sneezing, but you weren't looking where you were going either.
You were asleep.
Yeah, no, literally, it was a couple of grand's worth of damage.
Oh my God.
I was
You
so
can't
tired.
function properly.
But the baby was
Like,
okay in the
that's
back. That's the main thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
We
the main thing.
survived.
Yeah.
Survived the day.
I'm just going to read this from your book talking about Harvard. So it says here, and this is on page 64, whoever is reading it, read along. The clever clogs at the Division of Sleep Medicine at Harvard Medical School have tested our brain function and abilities after periods of sleep deprivation. Any prolonged wakeful periods beyond a 16-hour wake window, in other words, if you're not regularly getting somewhere close to 8 hours a night, leads to a decreased brain activity.
Wow.
Well, that explains a lot, doesn't it?
Who's getting 8
Who
hours?
is it
I
getting?
know. I mean, I
I'll
don't
tell you
think
who
I had
is.
8 hours.
Our
Men.
husband.
Yeah. They're like,
I
8
can't
hours?
remember.
Is that all?
Peaceful sleep of a man who
Yeah.
apparently can't hear a baby
Can't
or
hear
a
a baby.
child or
Do you know my husband could never hear the baby, but he could hear the garbage men just to make sure that they picked up our bins.
Because that's
priorities.
their job.
I like
yeah.
it.
I've gone through the getting woken up by kids. I'm now getting woken up by my husband. I'm also getting woken up by my perimenopause. I'm like, when do I get a break? Just let me sleep.
When you're dead.
Yeah, I'll sleep when I'm dead or when I need an operation. Hopefully not anytime soon. But you know when they put you
Anaesthetist,
under.
come on, please.
You know when they like put
4
you on-
days, please. 4 days.
There's got to be some clinic somewhere that's just offering kind of twilight sedation for tired mums.
I saw
No
Maybe-
something.
maybe
procedures,
this-
just...
I saw something online yesterday, and it was a lady that was getting her hair was really matted.
I saw that.
Did you?
From the
And
same
they put her
TikTok
to sleep.
algorithm.
Yeah, what did they do?
Yeah, honestly, this lady walked in. It was a hair salon in
Yeah.
like America or something, and they're like, "Oh, we put her to sleep because otherwise the process would take like 3.5 hours." And her hair was so matted that there was like 4 or 5 of them brushing her hair, and so it wouldn't hurt her. And she's just there fast asleep.
I do think
thought
that is going to hurt her when she wakes up though, because they're just
It'd
like,
be
what you're saying
throbbing.
is you're just going to rip her hair while she
But
can't.
they
tell you
actually put
out.
her to sleep, like
Yeah.
medically put her to
Yeah,
sleep.
she had a like.
And these
twilight
women were
and got
sedation.
her
round
hair
brushing
done.
her hair.
That
to get
sounds
all-
like the dream.
And I thought to myself, wow, could I go to a salon and be like, listen, put some highlights in a summer, put me to sleep for 5 hours. I will be buzzing my nips off when I wake
Oh,
up.
absolutely.
Refreshed.
You could like
Refresh.
have your nails done. You could have your hair done.
You could have your
woman,
wax, like
yeah.
whatever. Do whatever.
Do whatever.
To me.
To get
Make me
past
There's
it.
feel.
got to be
Yeah.
somewhere.
Let's make it our
Let's make it
mission to
happen.
find.
Lou, thank you so much for coming
Thank
on.
you
Thank you so much. It's been
Absolute
so nice
pleasure
to chat.
to have you on. And for all the listeners and watchers, just for one more time, Lou Beckett's new book is out, Lessons from a Default Parent. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
in.
you so
Thank you
much.
for
Thank you for
being
your
the
book.
best with the book.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you enjoyed this episode and felt seen by anything we talked about today, please hit that subscribe button and give us a like. It's the easiest way to support the show and helps other parents find this awesome community.